Hello and welcome to the Z-Hut. Today I'd like to show you a very super easy project to build, and this is great for beginners. This is temperature controlled alarm, or you can use it to activate a relay to control a fan, or even have a louder alarm like a car alarm, blowhorn hooked to it. Otherwise, if this is like in your house, you wanted the audio alarm, I just use the little speaker here. And you can run it with both, or you can run it with one or the other. It's up to you, and this is super easy to build. And like I said, this is a great beginner's project because number one, there's no soldering required. And you can build it all on this little board, and there's just a couple components, and it will actually fit in this project box here. I just have it out to show you for the tutorial. But I got a plug here for the power, and that goes here, and then the speaker wire actually goes back through, and this right here, which is the thermistor, which detects the temperature change, just comes out and sticks up like a little antenna. Alright, so before we go over the circuit, what I'll do is I'll plug it in here, and I'll show you it working. See, I'm going to move this down in front. I'm going to plug it into the computer. Like I said, I've got it hooked up for a wall wart, but I'm filming right next to the computer, and I already got the power plug here, so we're going to just power it off the USB. Now, it should be cool enough in here. If I have it set right, it'll set the alarm off. There you see I put my finger on there, and this is real sensitive. It heated it up real quick, but I can set it off again. I just got a little bottle here that's got water in it that's froze. Put it up against the thermistor. As you can see, let me disconnect the speaker so it's not going off. I'm going to trigger it again, and you'll see the little light comes on the relay. That shows you that the relay is working. See? That little red LED on there just came on. That means it's activated. So whatever you would have connected to this would turn on. Or if you had it hooked the other way, you could also use it to turn something off. It's a two-way relay. But then we just heat it up. And it turns off. There, we activated it again. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and unplug it. And plug the speaker back in where it goes. There we go. Alright, let's go over the circuit here. And I actually printed it out to show you just how basic and easy this is. Now, I don't have the relay on here because I actually added the relay after I already come up with this. As you can see, this is super basic circuit. I mean, if you're an absolute beginner, I don't think you'd have any problem hooking this up. Now, to get a copy of this diagram here, just look in the description below, and there's a link to my website. And you can get the print this out, or you can just look at it on your computer screen to build it. And also, we'll have the code for the Arduino board is also on there, and that is a very short sketch, and it's just a few lines. Now, like I said, the relay I added, so we'll go over that first. The relay, you just take you got your positive and your ground, and you just hook that to positive and ground, 5 volts coming off the Arduino board or your power supply. And then the middle one, which is the white one, that just goes to digital pin 5 on your Arduino. Now, I'm using a Nano. This will still work with an Uno and pretty much any of the Arduinos. So if you're using an Uno, this will still work. But that's all there is to hook the relay up. You just hook that to digital pin 5, nothing else, and it's done. I'm just going to disconnect that, get it out of the way so we can get in here to see this a little clearer. Now next, I got it set up for a wall wart, so you don't have to be running this off your computer. And that comes in and it goes to the VN. The positive on here goes to the VN. And I am, let's see here, how did I have that? Oh, wait. Yep. I forgot to do something there. I have it written correctly on the schematic. I just stuck this in here because I had to disconnect it after I pulled it out of there. I got this plugged in wrong. That would go right there to the VN. And then this goes to ground. That was my bad. I'm glad I caught that. Now you want this on the VN. If you would have had this on the positive, and you can run between like 9 and 12 volts on here, it would fry that Arduino board. God, I cannot believe I did that. Glad I caught it. Yeah, that the red one here just goes to the VN, and this goes to ground. And then you hook your 5 volt, which is just down a couple pins from there. It says 5V. That goes to your power rails. And then the ground as well comes out to your power rail. Now, next we've got the thermistor. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and unplug that so we can see here a little better. The thermistor's right here. Now, you can order these. They're not very expensive. This one I actually robbed out of an old cordless drill battery pack. If you got a junk cordless drill battery laying around, there's a good chance there's one of these in there. Otherwise, you can just order one. They're cheap. And we got it set up like a voltage divider so we get better, more accurate readings. So what we got right here is a resistor. And you'll see that on the schematic. I'm using a 22K. But after you build this and put it together, you might want to play around with just a little bit bigger and a little bit smaller. Well, you have it hooked to your serial monitor, monitoring the values. Depending on your thermistor, because there's lots of different ones, you might need a slightly bigger, slightly smaller resistor. But I'll have more info about that on the website as well. And then out of the middle of that, of the voltage divider network we got set up here, just comes over, and I got it on A2. And the only reason I picked A2 is because my jumper wire lined up to that one. So I just used it. All right, next we have the audio for the speaker. Now, normally the tones off your Arduino are not very loud. And if you heard it, this thing is really loud. Hold on one second. We got a ladybug there that was trying to crawl into the camera lens. Sorry about that. The tones aren't very loud. What I have come up with is if you use a small transistor and 2N2222 or 2N3904, anything similar to that will work, and it makes it like 4 times louder. Now, if you don't have the transistor, don't want to mess around with the transistor, you don't need that. What you do is you take, instead of having the positive hooked up on the power rail, just take the positive and put that to pin D3. And then put this pin to ground. It'll work perfectly fine. It just won't be as loud. And actually, if you had this like sit next to your bed or something as a low temperature alarm, the way I have it hooked up to the transistor, you'd probably jump 3 feet in the air if you were sound asleep and wet the bed as well. So, yeah, it's up to you. You can have this in there or not. And then, of course, remember, you want to have a you want to have a resistor going to the base of the transistor, because 5 volts will, onto the base of the transistor, will fry it. And I'm using a 1K, and the 1K will work with the 2N22s, 3N, or 2N3904s. Anything in that family and type of transistor will work. If you use a different transistor, you'll have to figure out the resistor value. That's just a little bit of Ohm's law. It's pretty easy. All right. Well, there isn't really anything else to go over, except, like I said, the whole project will fit in here. And then, of course, on the bottom of this, there's that paper you can pull off, and it's sticky, and you stick that right in there, and you got yourself a little temperature alarm. And what I came up with it for is I'm going to be running, you can run this lead a few feet without a problem, and I'm going to run it out the window that's near my bed, and then run that into the box. And when the temperature, if it gets near freezing, it'll go off, and it'll let me know, uh-oh, I gotta go outside and bring my plants in or cover them up so they don't get frost and froze and die on me. Because during the summertime, I like to keep tomatoes and stuff. I grow everything in containers so I can bring it in and grow it longer. Here in Minnesota, we get cold winters, so you can't grow year-round outside. All right, as for the code for the Arduino, you can get that on the website. I normally go over the code, but this code is just a couple of lines, and it's super basic. It's basically just an if statement, and when this gets to a certain low level, it turns the relay on, and then it goes into a while loop, and while that's still below the temperature that you want it to you want for the alarm to shut back off, it stays in the while loop and just keeps the alarm going off. And when it gets warm enough to put it out, it turns the relay back off, and of course it quits playing the tones. I mean, like I said, it's very well commented, and it's real short sketch, so I don't think you have a problem understanding it. Even if you're an absolute beginner, I don't think you'll have a problem. Just download it, load it up on your Arduino, put it on there. Don't change anything except it'll be marked on there. Or use the serial monitor to monitor this, and you'll, like I did, just get some ice in this, and you can set it mid-range. Otherwise, if you were going to be setting this for like a frost alarm, just put this, open your freezer door and stick it up by there, or put it in your refrigerator, and just quickly check it out and see what the reading would be here, because that should work. I mean, I'll leave that part to you to figure out. I mean, there's tons of different ways, but yeah, easy project. If you found this information useful, please give me a thumbs up. Please, would appreciate it. Also consider subscribing. I'm putting videos up like crazy now. Past week I've gotten one almost every day, and I'm trying to aim for getting a couple on a day and keeping at it. So if you want to see some more tutorials I do, hit the subscribe button. With that, I'd like to thank you for joining us here at the Z Hut. Have a great day and have fun building.